Thank you, and wow, wasn't that entrance incredible? And isn't this an amazing venue? Really, it's just remarkable. And welcome to the All-Star City of Henderson, and thank you to all of our All-Star guests. Let's give them all a hand. First, I'd like to acknowledge my fellow council members. From Ward 1, Councilwoman Michelle Romero. Ward 2, Mayor Pro Tem Dan Shaw. Ward 3, Councilman Mars, who unfortunately is out of town and not able to join us today. Ward 4, Councilman Dan Stewart. And I thank each of you for your collaboration and friendship. These past 2 years have presented so many challenges, and I'm grateful for our strong relationship and the united mindset that we share in serving the good of our community. And I know that we're all keeping the people of Ukraine in our hearts today and praying for their safety and the safety of the men and women of America's armed forces who've been deployed to bolster our NATO alliance and who are serving at home and abroad in defense of our nation. And welcome to the other elected officials who are with us today and all of the special guests who have joined us as well. And I'd like to welcome my family and friends who have joined me today, especially my granddaughter, Ayla, and my son, former Army Ranger and Silver Star recipient, David Price, who traveled all the way from Idaho to be with us today. And I also want to acknowledge our city manager and CEO, Richard Derrick. We're so lucky to have the benefit of his leadership, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. He's been named to the list of the 10 most dynamic CEOs of 2021 by Excelon and was recently recognized with the Southwest Alliance 2021 Leadership Award. Let's give it up for our all-star Richard Derrick. I also want to recognize his executive team, Deputy City Manager Bristol Ellington, Assistant City Managers Stephanie Garcia-Voss and Rob Herr. And welcome to the Dollar Loan Center, also known as House Henderson, the new home of the Henderson Silver Knights. And how cool is it that this is the first event in this spectacular community event center? And we're thrilled with our partnership with the Golden Knights organization. It started with Lifeguard Arena on Water Street and led to a joint effort to create this incredible venue. Thank you, Bill Foley, Carrie Bubols, and Chuck Brennan for making this possible for us to have this event here today. Thank you very much. And we're grateful to the Knights organization and the Las Vegas Raiders for helping to sponsor this year's State of the City. Thank you very much as well. Thank you. And how about the DLC staff supporting us today? It's their very first event here, and they've done a remarkable job, haven't they? Let's give them a hand. I want to congratulate our Public Works team as well. Ed McGuire, Lance Olson, Troy Westover, Jennifer Johnson, and the entire team under Chief Infrastructure Officer Rob Herr's leadership. To all of you, a job well done. Some might say it was risky to proceed with the construction during the pandemic when there were so many unknowns. Yet we remained focused on our strategic priorities and knew that this investment would elevate our entertainment offerings, create new economic opportunities for us, and build a community gathering place. So when others around were stopping projects, we gave the green light, and in doing so, we saved the city about $40 million compared to other construction projects that waited instead of moving ahead. So let's boast a bit here. Not only was the center completed in 18 months, but we did it for about $50 less per square foot than comparable projects across the country. Look around you. That's just really remarkable to see a facility like this built in 18 months. And even on an accelerated schedule, this building will receive not one, but 2 Green Globe Awards. Now that's an achievement. We hope that you'll take advantage of Carrie's invitation to walk around and check out this world-class facility at the end of the program. This event center opens a whole new world of entertainment options, from concerts and symphony performances to community gatherings like graduations to events on the outdoor plaza and so much more. We built this for you, Henderson. What do you think? So 4 years ago, there were no professional sports teams in Henderson. And today we get to cheer on our hometown teams, the Henderson Silver Knights, the Raiders, our Lady Aces, and the Nighthawks, whose very first season begins right here later this month. We're also excited to welcome the Big West Basketball Championship next week, which will bring an estimated $13 million of economic impact to our city. Henderson is well positioned to host major sporting events like these in the future. We've got a fantastic arena, great Henderson hotels and restaurants, and easy access to airports, and an amazing community support. And this is just the beginning. So for me, it sure feels good to show off this Henderson jersey. And we have much more to cheer about. It's time to celebrate just how far we've come. In 1942, this area first became known as Henderson. It's amazing to think about all that's happened in the 80 years since our basic beginnings. When Henderson was incorporated in 1953, we had a population of 7,400 people. We could almost fit the entire town right here in this arena. Now that we have more than 330,000 residents who choose Henderson to call their place to call home, a tagline that we adopted more than 25 years ago, today we get to mark another important milestone in our history. You may have noticed our new logo, the centerpiece of the city's new brand identity, and I'm proud to share it with you today. During the last few decades, we've seen unparalleled expansion, major corporations, national franchises, and professional sports teams all calling Henderson home. There comes a time when a city's brand needs to be more versatile, more recognizable, and more modern, and that time is now. It was our vision to ensure that our brand evolved, aligning with the bright prospects on the horizon. All Henderson's services, events, and programs are now instantaneously recognizable as coming from a single premier organization. And by transitioning our old logo into our city seal, we will continue to honor our small-town roots and preserve the pioneering spirit of Old Henderson. Isn't it amazing to consider just how far we've come since those industrial days? Our city was initially formed on just 13 square miles. Today, we span more than 118 square miles. Henderson is Nevada's second largest city, and think about it. We're now larger than St. Louis, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. In fact, we're now one of the top 100 big cities in America. Yeah. And just as in those early days when President Kennedy declared Henderson a city of destiny, we continue to be among the fastest growing cities in the United States. We've seen a population increase by more than 30% since the 2010 census. And yet we still offer the same hometown feel that makes living, learning, working, and playing here so special. And none of this happened by accident. Henderson has a long history of visionary leadership, and today we remain focused on our strategic priorities. At a recent Henderson Historical Society event, I shared the stage with the 3 mayors who preceded me, Mayors Groesbeck, Gibson, and Hafen. Together, the 4 of us span almost 30 years of our city's history. It was fun to share our stories and our perspectives, and we acknowledge that each of us stood on the shoulders of the mayors who came before us. The potential for what this community could and would become was in the minds of our early leaders long ago, and every mayor and council since has stayed true to that vision, building upon the cornerstone of a great city. Today, we continue to see the results of plans that were first initiated years ago. We remain committed to what makes Henderson great, while also navigating new challenges and breaking new ground. In fact, we literally broke ground last month in our new Center of Excellence, which will be a game changer for all of us. While staying true to our plans, we've also remained flexible and nimble to grab hold of new opportunities when they appear. We're here at the DLC because a previous mayor and council envisioned a community-focused venue and made it part of their plan. That, of course, was the Henderson Pavilion, which became a favorite gathering place for residents and visitors alike. Then, unexpected damage to the pavilion presented the exciting opportunity to take it to the next level. And I think you'll agree, this facility is indeed the next level. So more than a decade ago, we endeavored to pass and secure passage of the Omnibus Public Lands Management Act, which conveyed more than 500 acres of federal land to the Southern Nevada Limited Transition Area. We saw huge results from that investment of time and effort, welcoming Haas Automation, a high-tech industrial park, and other companies now changing the landscape of our city. Today, we're supporting the Southern Nevada Economic Development and Conservation Act, sponsored by Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. This new lands bill could make additional federal lands available for economic development, residential neighborhoods, and land conservation efforts. Every decision that we make is for the benefit of our community and our taxpayers because we know that we're setting the foundation for generations to come. All of this comes with a steadfast commitment to our goal of being America's premier community. And I want to share some of the progress that we've made in our key strategic priorities. First is our focus on community safety. Our community survey consistently rates public safety as one of the top issues for residents. And we're proud to be ranked second safest large city in America once again. And that's because Henderson continues to significantly invest in public safety to maintain a strong fire and police departments. With almost 60% of our operating budget dedicated to keeping our community safe, the Henderson Police Department embraced a new mission this year: excellence in safety and service, and they deliver on that promise every day. We added 31 new police and corrections officers to the force last year and trained new bicycle officers. 11 community and neighborhood resource officers are now assigned to specific geographic areas to support neighborhood watch groups, homeless outreach, and more. And we recently broke ground on HPD's new West Substation that will house a state-of-the-art communications center and the HPD Academy. It will open this fall as the 4th substation in Henderson and the first to be added in 15 years. Henderson's Crime Lab is one of only 3 accredited public-funded forensic laboratories in Nevada, providing multi-jurisdictional support with evidence analysis. We received bond approval to build a brand new state-of-the-art crime lab and evidence vault to keep them at the forefront of innovation for the region. And I'd like to acknowledge Anthony Zeiker, creator of the acclaimed TV series CSI, for his generous donation to our community foundation, which will help to develop this crime lab. And maybe it's time for a series reboot. What do you think? CSI Henderson? Does that sound like a hit? I'm proud that we've added 3 new fire stations since I took office in 2017, including the newest station at Cadence, which will begin safeguarding our community this fall. Our fire department continues to be in the top 0.5% in the nation. And let me repeat that, top 0.5% in the nation. And the team was recently recognized with the American Heart Association's Mission Lifeline Gold Plus Achievement Award for the 3rd year in a row. I commend Fire Chief Sean White and Police Chief Thedrick Andrus for their leadership, and I want to recognize the exemplary men and women of the Henderson Police and Fire Departments. Thank you. I must also acknowledge the continued COVID response by our public safety departments. In our opening, we recognize some of our city's first responders and healthcare heroes. Let's give another hand to them for all that they do and have done during the past 2 years. I also want to call out our dedicated emergency management team who has overseen the ever-changing and ever-challenging pandemic response for the last 24 months, and the community development and services team whose COVID response plan became a model for the management of the pandemic throughout the region and received National American Planning Association awards for that plan. They also received a state APA award recognizing our outreach to vulnerable population. Thanks to these efforts, Henderson has achieved the highest vaccination rate in Nevada. More than 80% of our eligible residents have received at least one dose. Thank you. That alone has had a huge impact on our economic recovery, which leads us to our second priority. We have a lot to celebrate with our community's economic vitality. It's wonderful to see so many of our local businesses taking part in our celebration today, and fun to include so many mascots in our opening procession. Our thanks goes to President Scott Muellrath with the Henderson Chamber of Commerce for all that they do to support our business community. Thank you, Scott. As we continue our economic recovery, I'm pleased to report that in 2021, our Development Services Center processed a near record-setting volume of 20,000 permits. That's remarkable. As you've seen, development and growth are happening all over the city, and I'll share just a few highlights with you. Vodatech will be completing their $50 million remodel of the former Sears building on Warm Springs Road, expanding their operations as a world leader in the design and manufacture of embedded computing solutions. Barclays is in the process of doubling their financial service workforce to more than 2,000 employees in their Henderson location over the next 18 months. In fast-growing West Henderson, advanced manufacturing leader Haas Automation is grading its site and is expected to start vertical construction early next year. Amazon's second facility is open, so you can thank Henderson for all those little gray delivery vans bringing those packages to your doors. And we're excited to see the progress on Henderson West, a 102-acre development that will offer almost 3,000 residential units. This will include a wide variety of medium and high-density housing types that are not commonly found in southern Nevada, expanding housing options in our community. Cano Health plans to add 2 new facilities in Henderson to improve the health outcomes for our seniors. Henderson Hospital at Union Village opened their second tower and is celebrating their 4th year with a designation of a leapfrog top hospital. The Valley Health Hospital System will be building its second facility, West Henderson Hospital at St. Rose and Raiders Way. It will be built in 3 phases, ultimately providing a 6-story, half-million square foot hospital tower with 3 medical offices and an emergency heliport for Flight for Life. And this spring, Dignity Health St. Rose Dominican Hospital will begin celebrating their 75th year in Henderson. In 1947, a train arrived carrying 7 nuns here to take over the war hospital. Today, there are still nuns serving in a variety of roles at St. Rose de Lima and Siena campuses. And we're pleased to recognize the Adrian Dominican sisters who are here with us today, including Sister Katie, who attended the same high school I did, Immaculata High School in Detroit. Thank you, sisters. Thank you. Investment in our redevelopment areas is also going strong. In our historic downtown, we celebrated the grand opening of the new Water Street Plaza just outside City Hall. The plaza's reimagined plan received a state APA award for outstanding plan implementation, successfully transforming this area into a premier entertainment destination where culture and commerce converge. More than 30 years ago, we envisioned having a hotel on Water Street someday, and that day is now. The new owners of Pass Casino have submitted plans to make that vision a modern reality directly across from Lifeguard Arena. After a multi-million-dollar remodel last year, including the new Circus Sportsbook, the 6-story Atwell at the Pass will soon be our very first hotel on Water Street, and we're very excited about that. Across the street, the $55 million Watermark mixed-use project will open by the end of summer. It will offer 155 luxury apartments, plus retail and office space, and will be the tallest building in downtown Henderson. South End on Water Street is another mixed-use development, which is a $7 million investment that will be completed later this year. This pioneer project for downtown Henderson includes office, retail, and residential uses, and even includes a bocce ball court at the new Azzurra Italian Cucina. Another project, Modus Development, will finish construction of 50 new multifamily residential units by the end of this year. The city's redevelopment agency has helped to coordinate investments of more than $6 million into small businesses in the Water Street district. These efforts have resulted in almost 300 new jobs in downtown Henderson. In December, Cadence marked their 7th anniversary. They now have surpassed 4,500 homes, and we recently celebrated the grand opening of the new Smith's Marketplace. Progress on the 152-acre Union Village also continues. A second Wolf apartment complex is completed, and new medical and dental offices have opened. And a master plan is in development for the Lakemore Canyon redevelopment area. As a result of these efforts, and a sign of just how far we've come since the Great Recession, the redevelopment agency set aside almost $3 million in 2021 for our public schools. Quality education is another strategic priority area where we've made great progress. How about the performance of the Foothill High School's marching band? Weren't they amazing? And how fun to have so many of our school mascots join us today as well. I'd like to acknowledge Principal Solomon and the students representing our National Blue Ribbon School, Lamping Elementary, who are here with us today. And we're excited to see Hannah Brown Elementary School open this year just down the road. And I think Hannah Brown is here, or was here. She just made it. There she is. Thank you, Hannah, the namesake of the school. Thank you for being here. And we broke ground on the new Choral Academy in Cadence. And while our, yes. There's Jean. While our community survey again showed strong support for creating smaller school districts, we continue to support CCSD through education set-aside funding and partnerships. Since 2015, we've invested more than $9 million to bring additional resources to Henderson's teachers and students. In partnership with Google, we created the One Hill Resilience Project to provide teachers and school administrators with hands-on tools and training to foster social emotional learning. And this is exciting. We have a new USDA Farm to School grant which will allocate $88,000 to create hydroponic garden systems at 4 Henderson elementary schools in coordination with Green Our Planet. We also partner with the CCSD to create the career opportunities for students like Camp 911, which showcases firefighter and police officer skills to middle school students. We look forward to the development of a new CCSD Career and Technical Academy in 2024 as well. This school will prepare students for advanced manufacturing and other skilled jobs so that they can find career opportunities right here in our community. In higher education, Nevada State College just marked its 20th anniversary and is one of the fastest growing colleges in the nation. NSC's new president, Dr. Pollard, has a dynamic vision and is setting the course for their continued evolution. Dr. Pollard, thank you. The new Glenn and Andy Christensen School of Education at NSC opened last year and will significantly increase our teacher pipeline. The College of Southern Nevada recently celebrated their 50th anniversary under the leadership of Dr. Zaragoza. Both schools are incredible partners to the City of Henderson and are helping to solve the workforce needs of our community. Thank you, Dr. Zaragoza. The Betty Inglestad School of Health Sciences, a partnership between NSC and CSN, will help to address critical needs of our community for more healthcare professionals. And we're partnering with CSN to build a new center of excellence right next to Haas Automation. This training center will prepare our current and future workforce for the high-skilled jobs in Henderson. Needless to say, all of these projects will draw even more companies to relocate and to expand here. Henderson boasts our own highly skilled team that continues to deliver on our next strategic priority, high-performing public services. For the second year in a row, the Review-Journal and the Business Press have recognized Henderson as one of Nevada's top workplaces for 2021. And we achieved that while maintaining one of the leanest governments with only 6.7 employees per 1,000 residents. I want to commend our Chief Financial Officer, Jim McIntosh, and his team for their stewardship. Jim? The city manages over a $500 million budget prudently and efficiently. Even amidst a global pandemic, we've maintained our AA+ bond rating, and that's significant. And in Henderson, property taxes are just 77 cents per $100 of assessed value, while other large municipalities in Nevada are closer to $1 or more. The finance team also manages more than $130 million in grant awards last year. I've already commended our Public Works Department for their oversight of the DLC, but they also have hundreds of projects in various stages of design and construction, including millions in infrastructure investment. Close to $40 million was spent on road and flood control improvements last year, which included NDOT and RTC-funded projects. Plans are underway to modernize the Henderson Spaghetti Bowl, where all of our highways converge. The team is also hard at work maintaining our roads and making improvements to ease congestion and to keep traffic moving. They also manage the annexation process of 8,000 acres of land in El Dorado Valley into the city's limits. And out of 35,000 vehicle fleets in America, Henderson is ranked in the top 100. Our Public Works and Utility Departments are the only two agencies in Southern Nevada accredited by the American Public Works Association. Our commitment to public service includes a focus on sustainability, which is one of my top priorities. Our sustainability program was launched in 2009 when I first joined the City Council. Sustainability considerations are integrated into the way that we do business, and we continually improve the efficiency of city operations. Henderson has significantly reduced our energy consumption and lowered emissions through the integration of renewable energy sources and a variety of energy efficiency initiatives. Our focus on sustainability has resulted in a continued reduction of Henderson's contribution to climate change and less air pollution locally. Of course, we're also focused on water conservation. In 1922, the Colorado River Compact was established, and our percentage of water rights hasn't changed in 100 years. Because of our conservation efforts over the last 20 years, we've been able to grow without substantially increasing our water consumption. As we face ongoing drought, we're focused on reducing wasteful outdoor use by ensuring compliance with watering restrictions and removing non-functional turf on city property. Yeah. We're also increasing rates for mega users to encourage them to scale back. It's a privilege to lead a city that's committed to the standards that will sustain our premier community for generations to come. The quality of life that we offer Henderson residents is truly remarkable. And that's because of our commitment to the final strategic priority, livable communities. We continue to invest in our mature neighborhoods to keep them as vital and welcoming as when they were first built. Back in 1978, Green Valley was the first master plan community in Southern Nevada, and it set the standard for today. We've developed a number of master plan communities since then, including Lake Las Vegas, Tuscany Village, and Anthem. Today, Cadence is one of the top performing master plan communities in the nation, and Inspirada is not far behind. And part of what makes our quality of life so special is our goal to provide a park or a park amenity within a 10-minute walk of every resident. Atessa Park opened this year, and we just broke ground on Montana Park, which will be the 6th park in Inspirada. And Henderson's 69th park will soon open at Union Village. I mentioned earlier that Henderson started on just 13 square miles. Today, we offer more than 220 miles of hiking and biking trails. After a 15-year effort, our Harry Reid Union Pacific Railroad Trail is now complete. Yes, it will be opening soon. This 5-mile trail connects Pecos Road to Acacia Park with access to Boulder City via the River Mountain Loop Trail. And thanks to the work of Senator Richard Bryan and Harry Reid to complete the Southern Nevada Public Lands Management Act, Henderson recently received more than $14 million for 3 more parks and trail projects in our community. Our Parks and Recreation Department has won the National Gold Medal twice and was recently reaccredited for the 20th year. Along with the best parks, Henderson is ranked in the top 20 best cities for veterans to live, and we continue to focus on our veterans programs. We honor our veterans throughout the year, and in 2021, we welcomed a new Veterans Organization Forum to enhance communications and collaboration with the groups who serve our heroes. Henderson is a place for everyone to call home, and we strive to enhance the quality of life for all of our residents. We were so proud to receive a perfect score on the Human Rights Campaign 2021 Municipal Equality Index, which measures support for the LGBTQ+ community members who live and work in our city. We're also proactive in our efforts to provide assistance to those experiencing homelessness in Henderson and sensitive to the residents' concerns about the growth of the homeless population in our community. We facilitated the distribution of nearly $3 million to help residents in need last year, including increased housing options and revitalization of existing neighborhoods. As part of our COVID-19 response, we received $1.1 million in emergency solutions grants to implement homeless assistance programs. And we partnered with the UNLV School of Social Work on a survey to help us to better understand the needs of those experiencing homelessness and the barriers to the resources. As I survey how each of the city's strategic areas are coming to fruition, I can barely contain the pride that I feel. And it's not just personal pride, but deep pride in the incredible City of Henderson team that I've had the pleasure to work with for almost 20 years since I first joined the Henderson Planning Commission. It's true that teamwork makes the dream work, and we truly do have a dream team here at the City of Henderson. Yes. These are some of the most talented professionals that I've ever seen. As our community continues to grow and to evolve, regardless of the challenges that may lay ahead, we will stay focused on our vision. I like to say, have a plan and work that plan. The city's vision is to be America's premier community, but how will we know that we've made it? We'll know by assessing our processes and results against national best practices. The Bloomberg What Works Cities is a national certification organization that uses best practice standards in order to assess municipal organizations as to how they improve outcomes. In January, we participated in a Bloomberg Philanthropies site visit and assessment. I'm very excited that we will know shortly if we've achieved the What Works Cities certification, a recognition that only a few dozen cities across the country have achieved. Another way that the city is charting a course on its path to premier is by using the Baldrige approach and feedback to improve the way that we do business. The Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award criteria is the standard for improving organizational performance. And guess what? Since beginning our Baldrige journey in 2012, Henderson's been recognized with 2 Pioneer Awards and 2 category awards for best practices and innovative approaches. That's a big deal. Last August, the city was assessed on 250 standards for performance excellence using the Baldrige criteria, and we're waiting word later this month to see if we will receive the Pinnacle Award, the top rating from the Southwest Alliance for Excellence. So keep your fingers crossed, right? Whether or not we receive this award this year, we know that we're hitting the mark because our residents and business community have told us so. In a statistically valid 2021 community survey, Henderson residents told us that they love our city. Even in the midst of a pandemic, Henderson continues to receive very high marks, consistent with past surveys going all the way back to 2010. 97% of those who gave us their opinion expressed satisfaction with Henderson's quality of life, and 94% said that they were satisfied with the quality of services provided by the city. And we scored 20 points higher than the average for cities in the mountain region on satisfaction as a place to live, a place to raise a family, and a place to retire. Henderson also scored more than 35 points higher than the average for cities across the U.S. for value received for city tax dollars and fees, including high satisfaction for our police services and quality of our parks and recreation programs. For the first time, we also completed a separate business community survey in 2021, and the results were very, very encouraging. Among those business owners or operators who shared their opinions, 95% said that the City of Henderson is business-friendly, and nearly 90% rated the city as an excellent or good place to do business. And I hope that you'll all agree. Our all-star team of city staff also got high marks for their professionalism and competency, as did our business assistance program and infrastructure and public safety services. And we earned high marks for quality of life at 93% and quality of services at nearly 90%, both 20% higher than the national average. And that's pretty awesome. Yeah. We're encouraged by the positive feedback we continue to receive from the residents and businesses who call Henderson home. I'm so proud that what we've accomplished together, and I'm sharing the secrets with my colleagues here today. Beyond my service as your mayor, I've had the opportunity to share my expertise in planning to expand our influence across the region. 10 years ago, Henderson spearheaded Southern Nevada Strong, the first federally recognized regional plan, and believe me, that is a really big deal. Our team secured the grant funding, and I had the privilege of leading the most extensive and inclusive planning effort ever undertaken in Southern Nevada. That effort generated grants and other funds that have benefited all of our jurisdictions. Southern Nevada Strong will continue to guide collaborative efforts to plan, create, and to sustain quality development in this region for years to come, and its impact will be felt for generations to come. I'm also privileged to be the first woman and first mayor to serve as the chair of the Regional Flood Control District and the Regional Transportation Commission of Southern Nevada. Thank you. My role gives Henderson a greater voice in the decisions about flood control, roadways, and public transit and transportation planning in the region. U.S. Department of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg visited Henderson last year to award us an infra grant of nearly $40 million. Those funds will kickstart the Boulder Highway Reimagined project, which is one of the Department of Transportation's top national priorities. This funding will help to implement the city's vision for Boulder Highway by enhancing automobile, bicycle, and pedestrian safety and improving the area. This project will also be a catalyst for the redevelopment of the corridor with a total investment of $130 million through 2024. And our leadership on this project will be a showcase for the region on how to design and build transit for the future. Let's have transit on Boulder Highway, huh? I've lived in Nevada for more than 40 years, and I've poured my heart and soul into this community, a community that I love. We truly have so much to celebrate, and yet none of these accomplishments would have been possible without all of you, our 12th man or woman, or for our Knights fans, our 7th player. While you may not be on the ice or on the 10-yard line, you're still an essential extension of our team. You are our supporters and our greatest fans, cheering us on, showing up on game day, and rooting for our success. The work that our team does every day is with you in mind. Ensuring that Henderson remains a premier community depends on all of us. We've worked hard to get where we are today, and we're intent on building a foundation for the future through smart, strategic growth. This may be my last season in this jersey with the City of Henderson, but we've got the right team in place. We've got a winning strategy. We're focused on our rebounds, and we're scoring like nobody's business. And I'm confident that Henderson has an unbeatable all-star future ahead. Thank you. We have much to celebrate and even more to look forward to. Together, we're achieving the vision to be America's premier community. So let's cheer for our all-star city. Go, Henderson, go! Go, Henderson, go! Go, Henderson, go! Go, Henderson, go! I love it.